Hi, thanks so much for joining me today. My encouragement for you today is based on the Easter story, on seeing the evidence of the Easter story, that it is not just a religious fairy tale. And I want to take you through three reasons why I believe that to be true. First one is the grave was empty. The Roman soldiers confirm this, Jewish writings confirm this, and history confirms this. No one has ever been able to find the body of Jesus. That's because he rose from the grave. The grave is empty. That's reason number one. Number two is there were over 500 eyewitnesses. Imagine that, 500 eyewitnesses over the course of 40 days. And that is pretty powerful. Let me take you just to a little quote Josh McDonald had said. He said, let's take the more than 500 eyewitnesses who saw Jesus alive after his death and burial and place them in a courtroom. Do you realize that each of those 500 people were to testify for only 6 minutes, including cross-examination? You would have an amazing 50 hours of first-hand testimony. Do you hear that? 50 hours. Add to this the testimony of many other eyewitnesses, and you'd have the most largest lopsided trial in history. That is number two, the eyewitness testimony. There were over 500 over the course of 40 days. Number three is the disciples' belief in Jesus. Their story for Jesus did not change over the course of 40 years, and they all had martyr deaths. And let me take you through just a couple things mentioned with that. People may be willing to die for something that they think is true, but they're not going to die for something that they know is a lie. The disciples were eyewitnesses of Jesus after he was crucified. Do you hear that? After he was crucified, they were eyewitnesses of him. If it had been a lie, they would have known it was a lie, yet their story never changed over the course of 40 years, and that is powerful. What more could the disciples have done in order to show that this was true? What more would you have done to show that it was true? There's nothing more they could have done. Brooke Foss Westcott, an English scholar, she had said, ranking all the evidence together, it is not too much to say that there is no historical incident better or more variously supported than the resurrection of Christ. And that is powerful. You can trust the man who died for you and rose again. If he has power over the grave, he can have power over your life. He is who he said he is.